Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Well, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, wonderful people. Hello, my beautiful people. My name is Jonathan Garano, and welcome to another episode of Spill the Pho, episode number 24. Now you're like, Jonathan, wait a second. What's going on? How come you're talking so fast? And how come at the same time, though, your voice is so low? And you know what? It's because it's 2:15 a.m. in the morning, and I want to make sure that I get this podcast out there into the world on time. But because it's 2:14, I mean, the last time I did this, my landlord, because he lives up above me because I live in a garage, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, Jonathan." I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Why are you yelling and screaming at 11:30 p.m. at night?" And I'm like, I was doing a podcast." And he's like, "You're yelling and screaming? Isn't that bad for the microphone?" And yes, it is. But I want to give it my all. I want to give it my Jonathan Garano boisterous self. But it is 2:15 a.m. in the morning, and I don't want to do that. I want to be respectful. And so this intro, like all my intros, are very just off the cuff, on my mind. It just goes. I just flow. I just go, hello. So let me introduce you to this wonderful guest who, when I brought on, letting you know, she came on February 1st, 2020. This is before COVID-19 coronavirus was making its heyday across the land of America. I want to let you know that I am isolating myself from the world. All right. I'm making sure that I'm keeping my distance. No one's coming over and doing a podcast. So this is pre-recorded. I just want to let you know that. Okay, so who is this wonderful person that came on today? Her name is Hannah Sulak. And what's so fascinating about her is that we met on a blind date, and 1 year and about 3 months later, she decided to chat with me for the first time in a very long time. And I think you'll enjoy it. She's, yeah, okay. Oh my God, I think that's my landlord. The chair is kind of wobbly, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it gives you like a little boost because of this little carpet, which is really good. So that's why it's like straight and like.
Oh, really? I was gonna say it's not wobbly. So.
Yeah, because of the, you know.
Because you fixed.
Yes.
Yes.
How are you, by the way? Before we begin.
I like this sock.
Oh yeah, I did laundry yesterday.
This is your sock.
Yes. Oh no, this is socks specifically for the podcast. Because you know when you do the pop filters, the pop 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 pop. So that way it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Because it takes out the crispness of it.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
And so now that I can hear you, watch, speak, so that way I know like how far you're gonna be.
Czech, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic.
There you go.
Czech.
Do you know the capital of that?
Of Czech?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I don't know either. No, I don't know. That's why I don't know. Maybe you know. So that's why I decided to ask.
I did win the geography bee in like second grade.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
High five to that.
I got a pin.
Do you know what's the capital of the Philippines?
I told you I don't know. Second grade. But you're from the Philippines, aren't you?
Yeah.
Shoot.
No, it's okay. What's your ethnicity again?
So I actually I called my dad the other day and just to catch up, and I asked him that because I've been getting casted as ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah,
all
you
the
are.
time.
You do look at. When I first met you, when you first walked through that door, I thought you were like. I was like, oh, this is a half Asian girl.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the first thought that came into mind. I was like, here we go.
That's the first time I've been like told I was half Asian. I've been told I was like I look half Arabic or like half Hispanic or half Greek or Italian.
Really?
Yeah.
People don't think you like your hapa at all?
No. Interesting. No, yeah. So I was talking to my dad the other day, and he's like, yeah, we have some bohemian in us.
Okay.
Very far back. Because my dad's Hungarian. My dad's like mysterious, though. So I don't know. I got to take one of those DNA tests, get a little swab done.
Yeah, a little 23andMe, which is always good.
So I thought that like 23andMe meant you had to be 23 to do it.
Oh, really?
And I just turned 23. So
Congratulations.
I was like, I made it.
Yes, I can finally.
do it.
Did you know that the sister that's the CEO of that company, her sister's the CEO of YouTube?
No.
Yes. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I think it's like Washashka.
Washkashka?
Yeah, Susan, and then I don't know the sister's name, but they're powerful sisters.
That's amazing. Go women in the industry.
I just want to get started, I guess, because I really want people to. So basically, I introed this thing like, okay, so this is someone that I haven't seen like in a year and 2 months in regards to like this video, yeah. And I want to know. I mean, I know my story obviously when it comes to Jubilee Media, but how the fuck did you get casted, or how did you hear about Jubilee Media, and then how did you get casted for this blind date thing, T for Two?
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, we're just getting started. You know,
I love
jump in,
that.
just jump into
love it.
it.
Just
You know, fuck, just
get in the water.
Yeah, it's the cheetah. You're running towards the questions and the answers of
I
everything.
knew you were going to reference my shirt
Yes.
somewhere. Whatever, this is short dress.
No, I like it. I like it. I like
Thank
it.
you, thank you.
Yeah.
I already made a comment about how you were in the same exact shirt.
Well, I wanted to make sure that the people that if they do decide to watch this, they're like, oh my God, this all makes sense. You know, I made sure.
Full circle.
I looked through my closet and everything just for
Dug
this
it
day.
out? Wow.
Yes.
Has it been washed since?
Yes. Actually, I love this sweater so much that I pretty much wear it like once every 2 weeks or once a week.
It's amazing.
I know, it's so good. I love Dennis Rodman.
That's who it is.
Yes.
Okay. You wanted to know how I got casted. We get on so many rabbit trails.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, so it was the summer before my senior year of college, actually, is when I did the episode. And I worked on a short film in the spring of the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And this sweet woman named Rachel was interning with Jubilee. She's super badass. She's got like a buzz cut, or she used to. Now it's growing out. I don't
Rachel
know.
David, right?
Rachel David.
Yeah,
Yes, Rachel David. You know Rachel.
Yeah, go on. Well, I remember everybody that I try to meet, but I'm like
That's super good.
yes, try my
Props
best.
to you. I need to work on names. I'm good with faces. But anyways, Rachel and I worked on a short film together, and I did makeup for it.
Okay.
So I do like makeup for films. I do special effects makeup. I do beauty makeup and stuff. So I worked on her film, and it was this beautiful film. I feel like I need to hold it now because you're holding it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like holding stuff.
It's much more casual. I worked makeup on her film, got to know her really well, and I don't know, she's a really cool person, and I always try to stay connected with people that graduated ahead of me just because they're getting a head start in the world and blah, blah, blah. So she thought I'd be good for the episode, and she just like messages me on Instagram, like, hey, how would you like to be on this video? She sends me a link to one of the previous videos.
Right.
I didn't even watch,
You didn't watch the entire thing?
I didn't watch the entire thing because I didn't want it to ruin it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I should have maybe watched a little bit more than I did, just like
To
kind
prep
of
you, get
prep
ready?
me.
Wait, did you not,
But
when you actually started doing it, were you like,
I had no idea. So I watched maybe the first 30 seconds of that video. And then I was like, okay, I kind of get the concept.
Right.
And I love being able to just jump into things and let them happen to me in the moment versus prepping too much, because otherwise I'm holding too tightly to things.
you overthink a little bit.
Overthink
It's like,
and create
then
false expectations.
Anxiety increases. Pretty soon you say, don't fuck up, instead of a positive, I'm going to do well type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I basically was like, all right, I'm just going to jump into this. When I got there, I was like, oh, it's so beautiful and way more professional than I thought it was going to be. Okay, here's another thing. I didn't even look at how many views that Jubilee Media got. So I was just like, oh, it's just this YouTube video.
Yeah.
It's this small little thing. So I had no idea how big they were. I hadn't watched any of their videos before. So honestly, I feel like it was super big blessing, because I just did it without knowing how much pressure there could be on a person to
Right.
present themselves.
To perform almost in
Yeah.
some sort of way.
So there was no performance there, because I was just
There's
here.
cameras, there's lights, but whatever.
But yeah, and also I feel like walking in and just seeing you and being like, oh, he's a nice man.
Yeah,
and
I was like, cool. This is gonna be a long 2 hours or something. That's the
yeah,
first
how
thought.
long was that? It was pretty long.
I mean, there was a total of
8
there's 36
questions?
questions, but we have to just do 3.
We did how many?
And then when we went to phase 3, because there's 3 phases on the 36 questions.
The clipboards.
The clipboards, and
Yeah.
then we choose one, and then by the time we get to the last phase, we just decided to do 2 of those questions, I believe.
Didn't we think that we had? I remember distinctly being like, "Oh, we don't have to we don't have to answer the ones on the clipboard. We could choose what we wanted."
Yes.
And we didn't choose the ones we wanted to talk about. We just kind of were like,
Well, okay, so I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of questions that I did not want to ask because I was like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to go too deep right now.
for yourself,
Well, for myself, and then also, back
protect
to you.
protect your heart and things.
Well, yeah, when I learned about the whole Jubilee thing, how I found them was I was in a movie theater, and
Yes.
through that, I met one of them, and they were like, "Are you single?" And I was like,
That's
it was
fate.
Dan, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, Dan, I'm not into dudes." And then he's like, "No, it's for a blind date series." I'm like, "Oh, that's right, T for two, which is kind of cool."
2 for T.
2 for T, yes. But no, I just did not want to go through everything, if that makes sense. Does that?
Yeah,
You kind of get like that little sense.
for sure.
I mean, yeah.
Weird. That was so weird. We both said yeah at the same time. Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying with like not answering all the questions.
Yeah.
And we didn't have time for that anyways.
No, we didn't.
But-
I mean, it takes like 4 hours. Have you ever done it with a friend?
Have you done it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you fall in love?
No, I don't. See, here's the thing.
But love is so complex. You can have like a love for someone without being like completely in love with someone. Does that make sense?
Right. I'm in love with, as I say to my friends, like I'm in love with them with like an LUV.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm sharing the LOVE, I'm waiting for like someone that I could deeply be intimate with. Not just like sexually, of course.
Oh my gosh, of course.
But everything.
Yeah.
So like the sweat, the blood, the tears, the soul. Like when she feels, I feel. When she hurts, I hurt. That's the type of love that I'm looking for. Or I'll hopefully I can feel with. I mean, have you ever been in love before?
I think it's a hard question. I think I have such a love for people in general. So like I easily have a love for a lot of people. So I think love's really complex. And like I thought I was in love with this guy in high school. And I remember coming to my mom and like crying by myself because I was like, I don't know what to do because I don't feel physically attracted to him, but I have a love for him. And we like would sing together and things like that. And that's like a very intimate thing to do, right? Like jam out together. And I remember she was, what, jam out?
No. Just,
Do you know what jam out means?
yes. I play the piano, so I get
Okay, good.
Okay.
You do? Wait, you got to play for me later.
One day.
Okay, good. But she was like, you know, honey, like there's so many layers to love, and you can have like a brotherly, sisterly love. You can have family love. You can have just a purely physical love for someone. You can have, you know, all those different variations of love. And am I too loud?
No.
I not loud
I'm
enough?
increasing you. Don't just keep on talking.
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing a bunch of stuff
Got it.
because you know I'm a one-man team. But just keep on going. I'm sorry if
One-man band
I'm
over here.
distracting you. So
You're fine. I didn't even drink the water. So basically, I realized that I didn't have a physical attraction or like a sexual attraction to this guy, but like I still had a love for him, and like that was a real love. So, and I have been in love. I've told someone that I love them before, but I was very young, and it was like one of my first relationships, and we had a very, very like supportive, tight knit community supporting us, and so it felt like that was my world, and so, yeah, I don't know. I've had a love for a lot of people since then, but I think that like that all-encompassing love, the kind of love you're talking about, where it's like you have love for them on every single plane and every single like
level
of or like type of love. Like I feel like that is like why I think people get married and like commit to a partner for like
and have babies
an entire life, have babies, buy a house together, and things like that. So,
is that something that you like? Hopefully will obtain in the future is some sort of like marriage with someone that you love, or are you just like I don't know, because when I met you in that day,
yeah.
I mean I definitely want to like go through like step by step
Sure.
the whole interaction, but I know that I'm skipping around. When I met you during that T for two situation, I was like, okay, this person's very religious.
Interesting.
Right. And so the stereotype that I had at that moment was like, okay, this person in her future is probably looking to like get married in a church type situation and have like a homey, nice little family life. That was like the
That was your first impression?
That was one of the first impressions that I got out of you, because one of the first questions, I mean, they didn't put that in.
They didn't put it in, but yeah, the whole one where it was like, who would you have a meal with? And I was like, Jesus.
And then I did like the sign of the cross as like a little joke.
Yeah.
And then I've been doing the sign of the cross throughout the entire video.
You kept bringing it up.
Because I thought it was funny. I thought you would get
so
those
funny.
jokes, and they never put that in.
Maybe because, I don't know.
Was I like mocking your religion a little
No.
too much?
And it's funny to me that your first impression was that I was religious, because I don't know. I think my faith goes beyond just like the structure of religion. And I have so many thoughts on like, people go to church on Sundays. Like today you were like, oh, I scheduled this like later in the day because, I'd be at church, which I'm proud of. And I do love going to church. I love, like the community that Sundays bring to, followers of Christ or spiritual people. I don't even know how to do, I'm not Catholic, so I don't know what that, but I would say that, like my own personal faith, if I was to like reflect on it, would be like, I choose to exist every single day in a way that is like light filled and encouraging and positive. And like, I like to walk in the same way that Jesus walks. So like, that's what makes me, I think, the way that I am. And maybe that's the vibe you're getting. But like, as far as religion, I think religion is sometimes like, this is very bold to say, but like religion sometimes is just a way that humans kind of try to
have a tribe,
understand, or even just like understand God. And I think, so like God is so much bigger than that. Like I've learned so much even just in the last year about like the faith. And I actually kind of like that, like being on that episode, like enabled me to have this conversation with a lot of people who saw the episode. Like people just kind of like sensed, people just kind of sensed that about me. And I think it's not even, I feel like what's cool about it is like what we were doing was like so vulnerable and raw.
Yeah, we were like just learning more about ourselves, especially through the video, or especially throughout those like 2 hours.
Yeah, and for some reason that comes off as like a very intimate, like almost like spiritual thing. Like the whole looking in each other's eyes, like that is just like that goes beyond like the surface level kind of thing of,
I think so too,
relationship, which was why I'm stoked that you have gone through all the questions and like done that with like other friends.
Oh, I've done it with
super cool.
like 15 people. I mean, but it takes forever.
Was that for you?
I like break it down with them. How is it for me? I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Because then what it allows me to do is it allows me to get closer with, friends that I've known for like 10 years or a year, and we learn things about each other that we've never known before. This is something that I kind of believe in lately. I've been writing a lot of letters to my friends.
That's super special.
Like,
I love that.
Yeah, it's because when you write a letter, you can't really rewrite or backspace or anything, so everything that just flows is like genuine.
Yep.
And one thing that I wrote to a friend, she's like fantastic, is that I believe that people come and go in your life, all the time, through and through. Life is like a revolving door, just in and out, in and out. Sure. And sometimes you'll meet those people again, in person on the sidewalk or on a podcast in this case, sure, or you meet them up above the clouds, later in the future, right? But I believe that there are some people that just like get stuck and lodged in your hippocampus, your memory banks. They shake you, they move you, they shape you. It could be for like a day, an hour, years, or weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
And these people get lodged in your head, and that feeling there like never goes away, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the memories that you have is like nostalgic, of course, like nostalgic memories. But the emotions and the feelings that you have is like forever sure, full. And so the 36 questions kind of allows each other to be like, okay, we might not see each other again. We might come and go. But that emotional feeling that we have of each other stays with each other like forever.
That was beautiful, Jonathan.
Oh, thanks. I don't know. I'm just like, whoa.
That's been marinating right there.
Yeah, it's been marinating.
Yeah.
I wrote some of it like I don't know. It's just been been stuck in my head. Can we talk about the actual like thing that the video? So, because I think people want to know. I didn't
really answer any. I didn't really read the comments.
No, it's fine.
I didn't do any of that kind of stuff afterwards just to protect myself, but also just to like, I think it was a cool experience, and like that's just what it was. And I'm grateful how much it impacted people and encouraged other people to enter into conversations like you just described.
I mean, do you mind if we like break it down a little bit? Is that okay with you? Like just to
sure. I mean, you didn't
reminisce.
I feel like we got off track for a little bit there too with the. Let's see. You asked me something about children.
Well, I asked families. If you like married, but then you went to a religion thing, and I don't want to like push. Like if you don't want to get married, like.
No, yeah, I think going back to that, I guess. Yeah, I'm not in a rush. I think I'm just like literally existing in life. So many of my friends are like getting married and having babies, and that's totally fine for them. I think getting getting married young and having kids young, like that's beautiful, and that's like a life path that people can take. But and there's benefits to doing that, and there's also benefits to like waiting on until you're older and waiting on something else, like traveling for a bit or focusing on your career and that kind of stuff. So I know that is a desire of my heart to like
Yeah.
have children and get married. But as far as like when I'm gonna find my person or how, it's totally up to the course of life. And I'm not like seeking it out. I'm not like
Right.
looking through. I'm just gonna just
Wait
exist.
and see what happens.
Which I think is important. Just remain in the present, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That answer has like changed because I remember when we had the T for 2 situation, you said I would like to get married before I'm 30. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like right in the beginning, you said, I hope to have dinner with Jesus. And then we somehow managed
and then you
to...
made the joke about wine and how much
Yeah.
wine there would be at the
Yeah,
dinner.
they did not put that in.
But I
God,
thought it was funny. I was like,
that was really funny.
it's true.
You talked about Jesus. I was like, oh, I guess there's going to be a lot of wine at your dinner party.
oh my goodness.
And then we went and discussed about your parents and that entire thing.
Sure.
And then we brought it back, and then you were talking about, like, hopefully you can have, like, a happy marriage, and hopefully you get married before you're 30. And that was just all in phase 1.
Yeah, 30s. I mean,
And so that's when I was like, okay, this person is religious, family life. But it's changed over
so
a year
you're
and,
just,
like, 2 months.
stamping me with these.
Hey, it's...
Really? No, it's true.
That's why
though.
we're
It's-
talking about it right now, because
No,
I
it's
just want to
good.
see if I was wrong in that moment.
So what do you want to? What should we dissect?
Okay,
I
so
suppose.
we start off in the bathroom individually.
Right.
Was yours in a bathroom? Mine was in a
You
shower.
were, you were in a bathroom. You were in a shower. I was not in a shower.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That's funny. I was in a bedroom.
Oh, you were in a bedroom.
It
Okay,
was like a
one-on-one.
loft
Right.
area. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And so how did you
Talking
feel
about-
like at that moment? Like, I don't remember the actual questions I asked you, but like, do you remember that moment exactly? Like, how were you
Yeah.
feeling? Like, what was going on?
Sure. I remember getting there and just thinking it was super beautiful. There was like, white brick on the walls and like these beautiful open windows, and it was like overlooking a lot of LA, and there was like the freeway right there, and it just seemed like this little hidden gem. And so I didn't feel like intimidated by this space at all.
Yeah.
Which was great because it was
good.
just stimulatingly beautiful. And yeah, there was like, Rachel there and my friend Danny as well. And so they were hanging out with me in there for a bit too, just making sure I was settled and comfortable. So I felt like pretty at peace with the whole thing. And then also not having like researched too much about the experience, and just like existing as myself. I just was like tootling around. Honestly, like
Tootling.
Hannah's normal state is like looking around, wondering like what things are,
Right.
and like soaking spaces in. So like again with that like childlike wonder of the present moment, I was breathing, just like breathing in deeply, trying
Aloof but reflective. in a
aloof
way.
but reflective.
Yeah.
Sure. Like I think breath is super important to like any situation. So like obviously I was nervous to meet you. I was nervous for the experience, but like just breathing in deeply and just like soaking in the space. I was able to like calm myself and just center myself and head into there as just purely who I was.
Wow, that's
Jumpsuit and all.
that's beautiful. Holy shit.
Just breathe. Like honestly, if there is one piece of advice I could give to the world, especially people who are like in stressful situations,
Yeah.
like the breath, just simply the act of breathing in deeply literally changes the entire like physical reaction of your body. Like it's why it's such a big thing in yoga. It's why it's such a big thing in like,
Man, that's something that I have to do
things.
more, I think. Because I
Yeah.
get stressed out a lot, and people keep on talking about like meditation and breathing, and something that I don't really do.
Yeah.
So thank you for that reminder.
you're welcome.
So you walk in from that oh, I got in trouble. I was
You
like,
got in trouble. Did you try to peep on me? What did you try to do?
no, I was like waiting in the shower, and I got like a little bored, and so then I started playing Spotify music like
Fun.
Sierra and Missy Elliott, and the guy comes in, he's like,
Okay.
"Can you stop?" And I
Really?
was like, "Oh, I'm
I was
so
gonna
sorry."
ask you, I was gonna ask you, what did you do to like prepare yourself for that moment?
Play music and dance.
Is that your way of calming down or like
Yeah, my way
pumping
of
yourself
calming
up?
down. Yeah, I like happy music
That's good.
because happy music like makes me jump up with joy. You know, I suffer through depression and manic, so like the way that you balance that out is through like things that increase your endorphins. So happy music, running, jumping up and down, maybe like a few push-ups. I think I did a few push-ups.
In the shower.
Yeah, in the shower.
love
Like
this.
I don't remember, and then I don't remember what they asked me. But so they arrive, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I kind of wanted, as the cameras were there, you know, you say like a few things, like you cough or you talk about like how your heart's beating, so that way you can get like the intro stuff because you're just thinking about that. You walk in, and I'm like, okay, all right, this is gonna be something. You know?
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know how to explain it. Okay, Hannah?
Okay, Jonathan.
Okay. But you know like how do I put this simply? Like I don't want to feel like an asshole, but I don't think so.
Ooh.
Okay, so I've been in the
Take a
dating game
drink of
for
water.
for a while. I you know, if I go to a place and I see a beautiful person, I like to talk to them right away and like just converse back and forth and see if I can get their number, you know. I mean, you've seen me interact when we hung out that one time after the Tea for Two, like where I was just like, you know, and if I'm attracted to someone, I'm like, let's go.
Yes, everyone, we went to
Yes.
tea together. We did tea again.
Yes.
At like Mantra, which is like that little cafe near my school. That's why
Exactly.
we invited you to that like live concert. Or
Oh,
whatever.
that was really
You
fun.
were so jittery. Yeah, you were all like tea, tea, tea.
I love tea. You have no idea. Tea is so good. I don't
is
drink
so good.
coffee. Green tea is the best. What's your
You
favorite
don't
type of
drink
tea?
coffee?
No.
How did I not know this about you?
Look how much energy I
Yeah,
have,
I'm
Hannah.
pretty impressed right now. Do you stretch and like how do you get yourself to be
I stretch. No, look, see
the
right
apples,
there.
natural caffeine?
See there, so I have a little like rubber thing which I like stretch so I can do my back. I have a
phenomenal.
back roller right there.
I'm a big fan.
I do push-ups.
You know,
this used to be a
stretching?
hanging
Yes.
bar.
Stretching gets more blood flowing and more like oxygen to your brain than like a cup of coffee. So
Do you stretch?
you're doing right. Yes, I love yoga.
Every morning you do your type of yoga type of
Uh-huh.
thing? Can you do the splits?
Jonathan, you point out the one thing I can't do.
Oh, sorry. No, that's what I care about. Like I
That's
was like,
so funny.
I was
No,
like,
it's
do
a
you do this?
classic thing.
Are
Yeah.
you slowly getting closer to the splits though?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you.
No, you're not. I'm not asking you for you to me to show you. I'm just asking a question. So you walk in. What is your first impression about the whole thing as you see the cameras and then my sweater and everything?
Your sweater. First off, I think I was embarrassed because I didn't know what was on your sweater. I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
and you
have
were
nutrition
embarrassed?
plans.
What?
So immediately felt comfortable, because it was like a nature-esque environment. What else? I saw you sitting there. I also was kind of like, what the? Why is he in the room already? Like I thought we
Yeah.
were gonna like walk and meet each other.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be like, and then we slowly come together and give a
Yeah.
little like handshake
Like,
together.
like
and,
an epic moment. Like
dun dun dun.
Hello.
No, but no, it was not like that.
yeah, you're sitting already, and I was
Yes.
like, what the? How long has this guy been waiting here for me?
I think I was waiting for like 20 minutes.
No, you weren't.
Okay, 15.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Sitting
pretty
there.
long. No, I was sitting there and I was like,
They didn't come and get me for
no, because they have to like
15
adjust the lights and make sure all the mics
wow.
work, and it was
Shoot.
it was a lot.
So yeah, I think I remember being like, how long has he been waiting here? Like, poor dude. Yeah, and I automatically was like, oh, he just looks really genuine and sweet. And
Oh,
I also
thanks.
maybe evaluated your height just a tiny bit.
Oh,
when
I
you
know.
stood up.
I evaluated everything.
You were
already.
like, whoa, she's tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're like what, 5'8", 5'9"?
5'9".
Yeah, I'm 5'7", so
So
that's
I was like, bummer. Right away, I was like,
yeah.
he's shorter than me.
Right. So like,
So-
so I've been like in the dating game for like so long that as soon as I walked up, I'm like,
She's too tall for me.
no, I didn't think about that. I was just like, oh, I already know where her headspace is at.
What?
Like I already knew where your headspace was at,
Interesting.
and also because I thought you were half Asian, I was like, okay,
I think it's so crazy you thought I was half Asian. That's amazing.
That-
I mean, it's cool.
thank you. But as soon as that happened, I'm like, okay, I think I know where this is gonna go, but let's just have some fun. Does that make sense?
For sure.
Like, yes,
Open-heartedness, yeah.
I mean, in the past like 3 years, I've hooked up with like 2 girls that were like, one was like 5'10", and one was how.
Okay, Jonathan, I think I remember a really awkward part of our conversation after,
Right.
where you said some joke and it was like about one of your girlfriends.
Oh, really?
And I don't remember what it was, but I think you were referencing her height. And I remember just like one of the camera hands being like, okay. Just like
Really?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I remember being like, wow, he's so confident to just like say that. Like you were just super, what I admired about you was like you just were super blunt and honest and just like out there
Thank
during
you.
the whole experience, even post experience. So like, I think a lot of the times people change their persona or like, yeah, they just like, there's a shift in them when they're on camera or like, you know, and then you see them off camera and you're like, whoa, you're a different person. But was something that was really like cool and I think inspiring and like affirming was that you were the same off camera.
And I believe that you're the same off camera as well.
Yay.
Very genuine, very relaxed, very, I don't want to say mature, but I think like calm and collected, right? Does that make sense?
Sure.
Because some people that are calm and collected, they're immature, but I know that you're mature. And I think that in my personality, I'm like very bubbly.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So like
For sure.
my energy is like way up here and then you're there, but it's like as like a friendship thing, it like works because there's still like chemistry there, if that makes sense, as like friends, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
to meet you right after the cameras were turned off when you went out in the parking lot, we talked for a bit and then you sent me that text message and then I sent you that text message. It's I don't know, I still have it, but remember it's like a long text message that you sent?
I don't remember.
And then I sent you a long text message. It was like, it was nice meeting you, blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, just affirmation.
Right. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for being so
You're the
vulnerable,
best.
blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
we even talked about, like they didn't put this in either. I mean, it was like an hour and a half conversation or 2 hours, like I said.
Yeah.
Talked about like family life. I talked about like my past with like,
No, you talked about your huge family, which is so cool.
and then like all that
Still
other
shocked.
like, I don't know if you want to get into that, but yeah, and then your parents and stuff like that. But yeah. So we're doing that whole thing. Everything's going. I already have like my assumptions, and I think that you have your assumptions.
Assumptions.
Yeah, assumptions like who you are and who I am and like where this is gonna go. And so
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize is like no matter how open-hearted or like receiving of a person
yeah.
you are, because I feel like we were both very respectful and like very open-hearted and like
Yeah.
excited to get to know each other.
Yeah.
But no matter what, there's these like societal and like just like based off of how you were raised, like who you're attracted to, you know.
It's just like this feeling that you knew.
Sure, like
You know what
there's
I mean?
always going to be, I guess, assumptions or like evaluations. I would call them more so. Like,
Are we
initial
wrong for
evaluations.
doing that? I don't think so.
No, I think that's just
mean, we got
human
to-
nature.
All
I
right,
think it's
good.
just like you may like when you first meet someone, you're just like you're evaluating them. You're not judging them. You're not like you're not projecting onto them. I think you're just like breaking it down. Is what I'd call it.
Yeah, that's exact. And then especially like in the
Yeah.
very beginning where like I'm not religious at all, and then you were
I've a very strong spiritual life.
right,
Yes.
and so that's where like everything was like, okay, this we already know where this is going,
yeah, I love
but
differences.
but it
and
was like really
healthy.
fun to like
Yeah.
go through that entire like 9 questions to figure out where we were as like people, which is
Sure.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
so afterwards they bring us alone, right?
Afterwards, yes, the
right
interviews.
into the separate thing.
Yeah.
Now, they asked you like, would you go on a second date?
Oh
You
yeah,
say
this is
yes.
awkward. I was like, yeah, why not? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
why
like
not?
super open-hearted. Yeah, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then of course I go no.
Yeah.
Because I was just like I already was like in my head, okay, this is not gonna work, but you know, I'm gonna be very honest and blunt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like no offense or there's like some comments that are like, oh, he's just like protecting himself. I'm like, oh my God, is it see that's what's hard about being like an Asian American male that is, you know, my height, which I'm
Yeah, tell me
totally
about that.
confident about,
Yeah.
is where guys have like the stereotype that we have no game. That
Interesting.
everything we do is like always like getting into sort of like the friend zone and things like that. Roll my eyes. I mean, I understand it and I get it, but you know, you'll be surprised, I guess. But that's why I just wanted to be like super honest right in that moment.
No, it's
and
so
be
good.
like,
I
no,
appreciate that.
right?
'Cause, yeah. Even since that moment, so I'm gonna get real vulnerable here, but in my past relationships, I think I hate hurting people. but you have to realize whenever you go into a romantic relationship or romantic interaction with someone, you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're basically agreeing in that moment, if you're deciding to pursue someone romantically, that you are going to potentially hurt each other. And
Right.
that's what's the beautiful part of relationships is like you're trusting each other and you're like entering into a very like risky but beautiful situation. So I think that I've grown a lot since even that video in that sense, because I said, hey, sure, let's go on a date.
Right.
Just not as like I don't think I really thought about it being like, oh, it's a date. I just was like, oh, we're going to hang out again. And like,
Yeah.
but like the terminology of the dating world of like going on a date versus like hanging out afterwards and getting to know each other more versus like intentionally pursuing each other for romanticness. Like these definitions have become more clear to me as a human being
That's
since
good.
then.
Yeah.
But I think Hannah just being like, woohoo, I'm open-hearted to
Right.
like getting to know Jonathan more. I think saying yes to that date was like for sure me being like, oh, I get to hang out with Jonathan again. And I think I was
yeah.
still thinking about like, what was it? You mentioned like going on a group thing.
Yeah,
tacos.
the
And I think
taco thing.
The taco thing.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
actually
yeah.
like, I think that's what I was thinking of too. I was like, yeah, we're going to hang out. We're going to go to the beach, eat some
I mean, I'm down for
tacos.
that, obviously, but I think in the context they were talking about like
Yeah.
on a date.
Yeah, and I think I just was like, yeah, sure. So I think that level of like not flippantness, but like carelessness and not like actually honing in on my intention has strengthened since that moment.
That's
I think
really
I've
good.
been, so yeah, it's a cool thing to like celebrate.
No,
and,
I
like,
think
more
I'm
clear with my intentions
glad that you're
when it comes
vulnerable.
to romantic relationships.
Thanks
Yes.
for sharing. Yeah, because if you don't like someone,
You just tell
fucking
them.
tell
you
them.
tell them, and because
Life is
otherwise
so
if you-
short.
Yes,
Or
life is too
sometimes,
short.
or sometimes you jump into a relationship and then you're like, I just didn't want to hurt his feeling, and now I'm here for 5 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
if that's I've never experienced that, but like, yeah, that could happen
that
to
make
someone,
sense?
right?
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's like healthy for yourself and it's healthy for them to just let them know, even if it's like a hesitation. Like if there's anything in a relationship where it's like, I don't know how I feel, tell that person. I get scared of microphones. Is it supposed to be this close?
Yeah.
It's stupid that I get scared. I'm used to microphones just like being on me.
You really?
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
used
because
to
you're
it.
an actress. That's right.
But I also, it's true. I haven't sang for a while.
But you have a wonderful, nice little voice.
Thank you, sir.
Not a little voice, but you have a nice voice that's articulate and it sounds good on the
Articulate.
microphones.
I
Yeah.
know, you just said articulate.
Yeah,
It's okay.
exactly. It's like, it's so nice. So that's why I think it's, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No, so they put us together at the very end.
Yes.
Do you remember this part? Okay, this part was like very awkward for me because they go, Jonathan, tell her what you told us. And do you remember like my
they?
long, fucking, winded?
I kind of blocked out certain parts of like
All right,
the
good.
experience. Like I just like felt like there were certain parts of the experience that I didn't remember because I just kind of didn't think about them. Also, why did it get really quiet? Did I hold her this close?
No, wait, no, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. I mean, you're really good. Watch this. Go talk. Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Makes all the sound effects.
I remember looking at you and I'm like, I go, you're a wonderful person. You remember that? And I go, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember the exact words. But
And
I'm
then
like,
I threw up.
yeah.
No, it's fine. No, that's fine.
I go, you're a wonderful person. But I think in this structure, in this video, I think it's hard to force something
Yeah.
in these
Anything.
36 questions.
So true.
In a like maybe this 36 questions can be like a date 3, date 4 thing, but you're a wonderful person.
Yes. That's the thing too, is like I think I remember saying to you, I was like, oh yeah, it takes me a long time to form like romantic feelings for
Yeah.
someone. It takes me like 3 months to
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So then we do that, and then there's just like shock and silence all over the Jubilee thing, and I'm
Really?
like, can we like end this already?
It was such a long process. I don't think people realize that these Jubilee videos, like, they're beautiful and they're doing such great things.
I love it.
But they take a very long time. Like, they're 8 to 11 minute videos.
Right.
But the team, like, really does a good job of, like, shaving down, like, what's necessary to share.
Like 2 hours worth.
Yeah. The editing people for those videos, like, shoot.
It was
got their
good.
work cut out for them.
It was good. It was good.
It's really cool, though.
And
What
then-
they decided to highlight.
After I was done, all the guys went up to me and like, dude, love your honesty. I was like, that's right. I was like, that's
I love
right.
your
I was
honesty.
like, that's right. I'm not, who cares what she looks like? I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Okay. I feel it. If I don't feel it, I don't feel it.
Hey, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I mean that in the best of ways.
I'm a confident enough person.
Oh yeah,
myself.
dude, you're fucking fantastic.
No, yeah, it's really
Yes.
it's great though. I really appreciate your honesty.
No, I really appreciate yours. Yeah, you're making shit happen. I mean, you're recently on another Jubilee video, by the way. Okay, so that's it, guys.
Whoa.
That was no, we're not done, but now we can move on.
Talking about that.
How's your? We don't have to talk about the other videos. How is how's the life of LA? Are you acting still?
Yeah, I am.
How did the callback go with Jimmy John's yesterday? Because you told me that the reason.
Top secret.
Oh shit! Really? I can't say anything.
No, it's okay. No, it's really
Okay.
fine. It's really fine. No, it's fine.
All right. Okay. Good. I'm
I did
rooting
book,
for you.
I did book my first commercial though. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God! Don't make me cry. Holy shit!
Are you proud of me,
Yes, I'm
Jonathan?
so proud of you.
Yay,
I love this.
commercial. So, yes.
Is it a national commercial for Jimmy John's all over the world?
Yeah, I don't know when it's gonna come out. I can't tell you the details about what
Oh
it
my
is.
God! When are you shooting it?
I already shot it.
Oh, yesterday.
I shot it on Tuesday.
Oh shit! You mother of God! Oh. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
you saying that callback wasn't really a callback? That was actually filming it.
I had another commercial callback.
Okay.
For
okay.
another- for
so Jimmy
something
John's
else.
was the full.
Yes. So Jimmy John's, I got through the whole process, and it was the first time I got booked for something.
Oh, that's so.
So
That's
really
so
stoked.
good.
Really great
Yes.
way to start off 2020.
Yes, great way.
Yeah. So I'm doing a lot of just commercial auditions, commercial acting right now. I did extra work for a while, which I think it's super important to do extra work as an actor because you're seeing every little detail what goes on behind stage and like behind the scenes of these big productions and studios. And yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about extra work, good things, bad things. That's not really relevant.
No, it's good. No, I'm just like paying attention.
Yeah, you're like hugging.
Well, I'm always when I do these podcasts, sometimes I get like a little in my head, like I just don't want to overtalk anybody, you know.
Oh, you're so sweet. I don't want to overtalk you either.
No, you're good. You're good.
Equally
You're
yoked
good.
conversation.
Yes,
you know.
Another
Another thing I wanted to comment on is like people's concept of acting, because I think that it's pretty common for actors or performers or like comedians to be on these Jubilee videos, and I think obviously it shoots in LA, so there's going to be a lot of creatives and artists, and I wouldn't even just like label myself as just an actor. I think I just love art. I love painting. I love ceramics. I love writing, all that good stuff.
Right.
And so, but when it comes to acting, I think a lot of people have this concept that acting is false or like there's a falseness to it. Like you're not yourself. And I think there's so many different acting techniques out there, but like as far as my concept of acting, it's you're living the most truthfully as you can in an imaginary circumstance. So
Okay.
like the circumstances, like the surrounding, the scene, the words, they might be given to you, but it doesn't mean you're like you're lying. Like you're telling the truth the best you can with like what you're given in the situation.
Telling
So,
the
like,
truth of what you know, pretty much.
Yeah. So like if you're a character, like you know who you are as
As
a
the
person,
character.
As the character.
Right.
You know what's true in that world to you. So yeah, you're not yourself, but you're living truthfully like as the person that you are.
I like that.
It's interesting. Like there's like so many. So like even on the episode, people are like, "How do we know if she's real? If she's an actor?" Like,
Yeah, because you came in as I didn't know either. I was like, wait a second. But
and so people could be like, oh, she's not really this way. But I think that like what was so cool about that episode is it was giving me as an actor a chance to actually like show my authentic self versus like and being fully Hannah versus embodying the shoes and the skin of like another person.
And people feel that though. Like when we started talking, or even when I watched the video, I was like, okay, this person is being as close as she can, as she wants to be.
Yeah, I feel like everything I showed was completely genuine.
Yeah.
Which is like what I would hope anyone does in their life.
It's still hard though sometimes, because I look at some of the videos that I've done for Jubilee, and I think to myself, like, was I performing here, you know?
Wait, break that down for me. How many Jubilee videos have you been in?
I've been in 4 now.
Jonathan, getting around.
Yeah. Well, they ask me, and then
They
I say
email you?
yes. Well, because I also help them out too. Like, one of the casting producers really needed help finding comedians for one of their shows, and
Was it the 10 versus 1?
10 versus 1, and I
I met that girl.
Really?
I was in my waiting room for an hour before
Oh, that
like,
was
by myself.
You did the same day. That's right.
Same
Because
day
you've
as
been
her.
into. You did the baby picture one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Why?
I don't know.
I
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of.
sweet.
Yeah.
Did you help find her?
No, I helped find all the comedians,
All the guys.
all the guys,
Nice.
because I'm heavily involved in the comedy scene right
You're
now.
a funny dude.
By the way,
Yeah,
this
tell me.
Thursday
Tell me.
in Venice, there's a show. It's a musical comedian named Morgan Jane. He has a fantastic show. I've been helping him out. Like, the audience members are now like over 200, like 100 people.
Wow.
And there's about 7 comedians, and they're all really funny. And he's really funny because he's a musical comedian.
So he sings and plays music and like
You will absolutely love him, adore him.
to see this.
And if you decide to go, it's
Okay.
at 8:00. Tickets are comped because I'm running the show. You can definitely go. All my friends get a free ticket,
That's it. Can I bring like a +1? +2?
but they have to pay.
I mean, I'm confident enough to go in that environment by myself. It's fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll send you the stuff, which will be really fun. No, it's a really good show.
sweet.
Yeah, so like last year I was getting involved in a lot of like stand up,
Yeah.
but now I realize that I'm really good at like improv instead, so I joined Second City.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Amazing.
But I mean, I'm trying to follow in the footsteps of Hannah when it comes to acting, and all my other great friends who do phenomenally. This is a tough industry, and so you
It
have to put a
is.
lot of time in. You know, all those
Uh-huh.
freaking self tapes and auditions, and
Mm-hmm.
taking off your clothes in some of the auditions, right?
Jonathan?
No? that doesn't happen.
You can say healthy no's.
Okay, damn it! I walked in, they're like, "All right, time to take everything off
Are you
as you're jumping
serious?
into a lake," and I was like, "Okay,
You're joking.
no,
You got naked in an audition.
close to it." So they lined us up in 3.
Got it.
It's for this like tea company, which I can't name because it's a tea company, but I'm not going to name it. It's a pretty big tea company. And they put us into groups, and they want us to, like, improv a scene, and then at the very end, we take off our clothes and jump into a lake. And so, like, I'm improving, and I'm going, and then you slowly take everything off, and then and you're supposed to, like, make it, like, clumsy and funny, and then you just jump in.
So you're just in your underwear
Yes.
for an audition.
Yes.
Okay. Did you sign any papers?
Well, everyone else did they signed some stuff too. Like the woman next to me was like, "Okay, if you want to take it off."
You're
I
like,
mean,
are you paying me extra for this?
well, oh man, I wish I got that, but it's okay.
It's okay. We
It's
live and we
fine.
learn. Good
We live
experiences.
and we learn. The
You
first
do.
time I did an audition, I walked in, I came in, they're like, "Okay, say this line." I went, la la la. I'm like, "Okay, I guess I didn't get it." Bye.
You flipped them off at the end.
No, I just went, la 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 la.
Oh, okay,
I really
got
did
it, got
la 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 la.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just like so spastic, and then
That's okay.
my agent got really mad one time
Oh.
because I missed 3 auditions. So I was just like, I'm not gonna go. I don't feel like it, and I didn't really know how important
Were you
that
not
was.
feeling well? Were you
No, I was like working. I have a bunch of stuff, and then
okay?
I wasn't. But I didn't. But now
That
I
makes
put it
my
as a
stomach
priority.
like literally like ache thinking about.
Oh, dude! In December
You don't miss audition.
I almost missed. Okay, so like I got like this commercial, whatever, and they send you like an email and a text message to be like, "Yo, sign the documents and everything."
You also have to confirm and
Right.
Mhm.
So I was taking a nap.
No,
and
in
then
your car.
No, not
just-
in my car.
Sorry, just in general. Okay, I'm
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
like you got there early. You're taking it up in your car. You know, you're just waiting for the.
No, this is after the audition, so I'm like just chilling with my friends, and then I see it, and I'm like, oh shit. I give my agent a call. She's like, I was just about to tell them that you could not do the commercial, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, you fucking got it. You have 5 minutes to send all the information. Here's the PDF file. Put it in. And I was like,
Put what in?
like, you know, like you got to put your name. You got to tell them that you're available for like the fitting. You got to tell them
Okay,
that
yeah, confirming all like the
confirming.
steps
And so
things,
then
yeah.
I'm like scrambling, and I'm with my friend. I'm like, you got to scan this shit.
It's always with a friend, and your
Yeah.
friend's like drawn, like pulled into the mess of what you're.
They're like,
do.
where is that
Everything
printer?
happens so fast.
Yeah. So my agent's not really the happiest with me. I was supposed to get even new headshots. Didn't get them.
Jonathan, so the kind of passion that you have for, like
Improv.
improv
yeah.
and like that kind of stuff, like
But this has changed now, Hannah.
has it? Okay,
Yes.
I was like,
I've been
just
going to every
implement
single
that into
audition,
your-
and I've been like
Good.
putting.
So proud of you.
Right. It's been 30 days, and I've been like just fucking working at it because this is what matters.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't. Well, I fell in love with it after when you finally like when you book a commercial and then there's crafts food, you're like, oh shit.
You're like, all this free food.
I
this is
gotta
so worth
do
it.
this. I gotta do this.
Oh man.
I mean, isn't that the best part about acting sometimes? Is just the fact that you get crass food?
You know, it is a perk.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be the best part, but I do love being on set. I love meeting people. I love having conversations with people on set. Yeah, and just like learning about the artistic vision of these people. What happened to my voice? Hello.
There's water right there if you need some.
Oh, right.
But I think
my
your
water
voice,
on the rocks.
I think like having a raspy voice is pretty soothing. to the
Actually,
listener.
speaking of raspy voices, a lot of the time, like with voiceover work, they love having like a little bit of like a
Should I just punch you in the throat? You'll be like a really great
You know,
voice
like,
actress.
good hair day, good skin day, good vibes day.
L'Oreal.
Start to, yeah. Honestly, yeah, like there's like, you know, basically, I think when I lose my voice, I sound the best when I sing too, you know, because I'm like, oh, I'm channeling my Adele. Like,
Do you sing?
yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I do. I do.
With a
I
little
started-
ukulele and a guitar?
I don't know how to play ukulele.
Did
I
you play
wish.
guitar?
I do play guitar.
Oh, shut
I
up.
play piano too.
You play piano too?
Yeah, probably not as amazing
How are
as
you not Asian?
How
I'm
are-
so confused.
Oh my gosh. Jonathan.
Are you sure you're not Hapa? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
I taught myself, okay?
Okay. Oh,
So I
you
wasn't
did.
put into
Oh, then
like,
you're definitely better than me because you have like a nice
No,
ear,
no.
probably.
I did mostly singing though. That's like, I'm not an instrumentalist. I'm more so
No,
vocals.
singing is an instrument.
Thank you. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
And even as an actor, you could be like, my body's my instrument because like, so you know, I started, okay, so the music thing, yes, I started acting because I did musical theater first. And that's, I feel like a lot of kids start with musical theater. The kids are trying to get them out of their comfort zone, introverted extroverts, you know, stage fright.
Right.
You can literally transform a kid. So I'm actually super passionate about making sure that kids get into the arts at a young age. It's really healthy.
One thing that I loved about you during that T for Two situation, this is when like my eyes like lit up, is I was trying to find something that we could definitely, that I could, like something that I could grab onto that was like relatable, because I know that the religion wasn't there, and then our understanding of how family life and dynamics was a little different because I come from like a single home, and I believe in divorce and things like that, and like all that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, also I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
The situation between my parents is like very sensitive,
Right.
and it's still ongoing.
Right.
So I think that was also really hard in the episode. Was like, I loved that I got to share about a little bit about my parents' journey, but that's also their story, and it's like something that they're going through, and it's very separate from my own life. Like I don't see my parents but like 2 times a year, and like they're living up in Washington, and they're going through their own healing process as a couple. But it was a very like traumatic part of my life, and so like, although I loved to go into a little bit of depth about it, it's much more complex than I think was revealed in the video. I believe in divorce too. I think that divorce is healthy in certain situations like domestic violence, and you know, there's so many reasons to get divorced that are very reasonable and justified. But for the very, very specific and like personal situation, my parents decided not to get divorced, but that's like their own choice, right? And it's a beautiful healing story that's continuously ongoing right now. But like, yeah, just wanted to like,
You know, when
enter
you were
into that for a
talking,
tiny bit.
I felt that, and that hurt a little bit. No, as in like I can feel, I don't know, maybe because I'm assuming, or I'm like an empath, who knows. But as you're talking, I felt that, and thank you for sharing that, and that
Yeah,
hurt a
of
little
course.
bit, but it
What
was
do you mean by
good.
hurt?
No, just like
Like,
as you're talking about it, and you're talking about their own little journey about it,
yeah.
I felt, I could be wrong, just a little bit of pain there and
Oh, for
reflection.
sure.
Right?
Yeah,
Am I right?
It for sure hurts.
And
I mean,
because you're an empath, you
yeah.
that energy, I felt it come out of you for a bit. And so I just want to say thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, mourning over those things that hurt us in life, it's needed to move on and heal. You know, you need to like, I think mourning and like feeling sadness and feeling pain is necessary, I think, sometimes in life. And it shouldn't be seen as just a purely negative thing.
Right.
I think as long as you don't stay there and remain in that space of hurt, and you move on and you discover your own like growth from that space of pain.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And
So-
with your parents, everyone has their own journey.
Sure.
And so I wasn't judging that when we
Yeah.
were sitting down.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that they didn't put
I
that
received that.
entire thing in there. And I'm glad they
Sure.
didn't put like the trauma of my stuff in there as well, which was
Right.
really good.
Yeah.
But the one thing back to like something that I could like grasp onto, which I was like really like, oh, this girl is dope, is when you were talking about acting and how what you wanted to do was you wanted to focus. So I was like, why acting? I remember that. And you were like, well, I hope she's like, hopefully I can be an inspiration because what I really want to do is I want to reach out to like under-resourced girls. Remember this?
Mm-hmm.
That are out there
It's clear as a
who
bell.
are into art. And hopefully either I can be a voice for them or I can create either like a program, an organization for them. And right when you said that, I was like, yes. And then I remember I gave you a high five and then we just like went on about that for a while because to me, that is super, super important in life.
Yeah.
And so that was like one thing was like, okay, this person is beyond just like spirituality and acting and not being Asian.
Whatever the heck she is.
Whatever the heck she is. So, I mean, thank you. I'm glad. So that was like one thing that I was like, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Hannah. She is kind of dope. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
For zoning in on that. Yeah, I do have a huge heart of of the concept of inspiration, and I think we live in a world that oftentimes people just they crave inspiring people. They crave being individualistic, and I think that that question kind of stemmed out of the question, do you want to be famous? I think that was one of the questions.
Oh, yes.
Too.
Do you want to be
Is
famous?
that how that question stemmed?
I think so.
Okay, because I thought, okay, so like, I think I answered like I would be okay being an inspiration or like an influencer, like not an influencer like the influencer,
Right.
You know,
Not
what
the
I'm talking
Instagram models that like is trying to like show their.
about. I like talking to you.
Yeah,
That's nice.
thank you. I like talking to you too.
Eye contact, you know.
Yes.
But going back to, it's the concept of truth of identity and
Fame.
making sure that the voices that we're telling ourselves are healthy, like the voices that we're allowing to impact us from other people that we're surrounding ourselves by. If I can do that through art, like that's basically what I was talking about. Like as an actor, as a like photographer, as a pottery maker, like talking about those processes of art in a way that will help other people maybe try to find their own art form or their own expression that will help them enter into a healthier version of who they are, relieve themselves of that like pressure to be something that they're not or live a life that they're not comfortable with. One of the best things I did for myself recently was travel alone internationally to Bali for this like yoga retreat. It was like so random and I did it like kind of impulsively.
That's good.
But I think it's so good, right? And I never would have told like a younger version of Hannah, like, hey, you're gonna like blow tons of money on this trip. Actually, it was actually pretty cheap. Like if I'm gonna
like what, $3,000? I mean,
if I want to recommend any place to travel, like
it's
Bali because
Okay.
it's so like
Do a
the
yoga
community's
retreat,
great. Yeah, community's great, food's great, locations like stunning, and
You can
So
drive around in mopeds.
you can drive around. There are these little things called Gojacks. They're like lifts or
Right.
like lifts or Ubers, but
Right.
you're riding on a motorcycle and it's the best.
That's really cool.
Monkeys or anything.
Did you ever like ride in like a wagon?
No. Have you?
No, I've never done it, but I can imagine like it's attached to like a moped and you're going or a lift.
Oh
It's
my
like you're just
God.
like chilling in a wagon.
In a wagon. I'm sure.
Have you ever
that
wanted that like when you're 3 years old, like
Oh,
in
for
a
sure.
red wagon?
Oh, the little red wagon. Yeah, we have the 90s. The 90s.
Yeah, and then you wear like a red little like jumpsuit or a raincoat that's red with like yellow boots. Oh my God, how dope would that be?
I feel like you're like describing your future like child. Like you're gonna totally dress up your child like this. I know. Do you want children? This is the question. No, you don't want children.
Okay, I would be a really good father. That's what I know.
That's so
I'm the oldest
sweet.
of 7, as you know, and people.
Yes, you have a big family.
And people say that I'm really good with young people.
I'm sure.
But I don't
Like
know.
youth.
I really.
Yeah. If it happens, it happens, right?
This is how I'll say
You
it.
don't need. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If the person that I'm married to or the person that I'm in love with wants to have a kid because it's her body,
Wow.
then I'll do it. Because I would rather fall in love with the person and then it's her. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. It's her
Dude,
body.
Jonathan, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a hard lesson I learned when I was like 20, I forget, 2 years ago. Anyway, I was telling this woman like, yeah, it'd be cool to have kids.
Yeah.
And then
She's like, I don't want that to happen to my body.
she basically said, you don't have a parasite that grows in your body for 9 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, and feeds off your body for like another 2 years, and then the society makes sure that you have to take care of them for 18 years. And granted, that was like really aggressive.
It was very aggressive, kind of like a more cynical view of it, but
Right.
there was undertones of some truths there, but yeah, that could go into so many.
Right. So that was a little
conversations.
much,
but yeah, your body does change a lot when you're pregnant.
That kind of gave the foundation of like how this philosophy came in, where I would rather just fall in love, and then if she wants to have a kid, congratulations, and if not, congratulations as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Adoption's a beautiful thing too.
No, but so back to your whole like fame and influence thing. You don't have to apologize. That's the beauty of this podcast.
Not sorry.
It's called.
Thank you. Actually, that's such a positive thing.
Yeah.
Another thing that's like that goes right back to like talking about like that positive self-talk, like not saying sorry for things, but saying like something else and like thank you instead of being like, like so sorry that I didn't get that to you in time. It's being like, thank you for reminding me I needed to get you that in time.
Yeah.
Like those positive like mental switches. Something as simple as that. I'm super passionate about guiding people into that space.
No, I like that. So I took a class with this woman named Leslie Kahn. By the way, we're gonna finish up soon.
I'm gonna say, how long have we been talking?
We're talking 40 minutes.
Holy heck.
Yeah. So, and she says every time you say sorry, they go, "You're not sorry. You're sexy."
That's cute.
Yeah. So then that helps a lot, like with how I like how you did the whole Bali thing. We're talking about breath, which is like a really good thing, which I'm gonna definitely do more of. So thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being so open and vulnerable about this entire like podcast. I appreciate it immensely.
You're welcome again.
Yeah, that's nice.
Of course.
And so, and then the last question is, what does your perfect day look like? From what time do you wake up, and what happens, and then what time do you go to bed?
Perfect day.
Yeah. What does your perfect day look like?
This is you. How do people answer these? People have thought about these, I'm sure. I don't really think I daydream a lot, but I don't think I've thought about that. I would say getting up early, very early, enough to like just lay in my bed for a couple of seconds.
Right.
Maybe a couple minutes. Do some yoga.
Try to do those splits.
Try to get those splits achieved.
Crack that back.
Yeah. So just like self-care right immediately in the beginning of the day. Really nice cup of coffee, maybe to have a good conversation with my roommate. And this is just like a normal day in the life of Hannah, or like something I'd want.
Something that you want.
Oh shoot. Okay.
No, but This is a really good day so far.
Sure. Yeah. So far, it starts out simple,
Yeah.
and there's simple joys, and then, probably go somewhere I really love, like somewhere that's really dear and near to me. So like, I really like the canyons right behind my house in Pasadena, so I'd probably go there. And go up in there and probably be there until lunch. And then I would go somewhere I don't know, which would probably entail some public transportation adventure and some more good food that's healthy and good people. So like, I don't know, this is very vague, but
no, it's not vague at all. I'm listening.
Because I'm the kind of person that finds like wonder in the ordinary. So you could literally throw anything at me and I would love to experience it. So I'm saying my perfect day is literally trying something new, experiencing something that's cherished and old, and taking care of myself and others. Like, so you can like literally combine anything.
Right. It's like you have that curiosity and that childlike wonderment still to engulf yourself with whatever comes your way.
Yeah. So like yesterday, literally, I went to the Huntington Gardens, which is right near my house.
Never been.
You need to go.
Okay.
And something as simple as that was like magical, right? It's these beautiful gardens with all these statues, and the Asian New Year is happening. So there was like
that's right.
all these
Happy
beautiful
New Year to all those
dancers.
Chinese
Yes,
people.
Happy New Year.
Are you sure you're not half Chinese?
I promise I'm not.
Okay.
I promise not. But even that, like I was surprised. I had no idea that event was going on. I was going to an old place that I love, which is the Huntington Gardens, but there was something new happening there. That made like the best day. Like those days stick in your memory. It's kind of like how you were talking about those conversations with people, how they stay like very strongly in your memory.
Right.
Like
Strong in your hippocampus.
yes, those kind of days, like the day I just spent, they stick with me. So that's the kind of day I would live if I could choose a day.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you for my
Yeah, I like that. See, everyone has
my presence
it's
on this
really,
podcast.
Yeah. Hannah, where can people find you?
Where social media wise?
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, not your
Where can
address.
I-
You don't
I was
have
like,
to.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with
This is
people, like,
mail
coming
me
to
a
my
letter.
house.
Maybe they like walk up, they knock, knock, knock. Hey, Hannah. Saw you on Jubilee. Saw you on the baby videos as well. And hey, saw you on the podcast. Thank you for sharing your address.
Yikes. You can find me at Hannah Sulak on Instagram.
Sulak, Sulak. Just wave at the camera, Hannah. Oh, Hannah, do you remember our little handshake that we did?
Oh no.
All right, ready? Okay, ready? White man, black man, Batman, and then Asian.
Oh, I don't remember that, but thank you.
Those are the very end.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Bye. Thank you so much, by the way, for
Goodbye.
doing this.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.